إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا وسندنا وحبيب ربنا وطبيب قلوبنا وشفيعنا وشفيع صدورنا قرة أعيننا محمدا عبده ورسوله. In the name of Allah, the gracious, the most merciful, all praises is for Allah, the Lord of the universe. And I bear witness and testify to oneness of Allah, to His magnificence, His omnipotent, His might, His glory, to His being the creator and sustainer of all things, the giver of life, the guider of heart, and the master of the day of judgment. And I bear witness that the fact that Muhammad ibn Abdullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the servant and final messenger. May peace and blessings of Allah be upon him and upon those who choose to tread his path until the day of judgment. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu taqullaha haqqa tuqatih wa la tamutunna illa wa antum muslimun. O you who believe, fear Allah as he should be feared and die not except in the state of Islam. Ya ayyuhan nas taqu rabbakum allazi khalaqakum min nafsin wahida wa khalaqa minha zawjaha wa bassa minhuma rijalan kaseeran wa nisaa واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. O humanity, be mindful of your Lord who created you from a single soul, and from it He created His mate, and through both He spread countless of men and women. And be mindful of Allah whose name you appeal to one another and honor family ties. Surely Allah is ever watchful over you. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. O believers, be mindful of Allah and say what is right. He will bless your deeds for you and forgives your sin. Surely whoever obeys Allah and His Prophet has truly achieved a great triumph. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وبارك وسلم عليه. قال الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا ادخلوا في السلم كافة ولا تتبعوا خطوات الشيطان صدق الله العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Assalamu alaikum, brothers. As 2 Jummas ago, we were discussing about the temptations that we go through in this country that we are residing. It was time for Halloween, and we discussed how these little subtle things that we see in our daily life changes our minds. We also looked at the brief history, how it started, what those are people who believe in it, and how should we stay away from this stuff. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu udkhulu fis silmi kaafa. O you who believe, enter Islam completely. Fis silmi kaafa. Don't nudge around that I'm going to keep them pleasing as well and I'll start to keep praying. Fis silmi kaafa. Completely in Islam. And do not follow the footstep of shaitan. We looked into deeply that how this holidays, especially the Halloween, started, where it started, the people who believe in it practice that. They are the worship of Satan, even because those people who started it, they mentioned that. So we will continue with that and see how we can protect our children from it and what are our duties. Whenever our children are getting married, it's important for us to give them a gift. It's a custom in some cultures. The parents always try to give them a gift. We can call it different names. So when Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah's son was about to get married, he started pondering on the same question. What should I give to my son as a gift? So he kept thinking and thinking, and suddenly it came to his mind. He woke up one night, he lit his candle, and he started writing a book. When he finished the book, he named it Tuhfatul Wadud by Kamil Malud, and he gave it to his son. And this book, just not for his son, it's for the whole ummah. He discussed deeply the duties of being parents. How would you raise your children after? Because the rights of our parents, we always talk about it. Even Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions that in numerous places, and we always mention that don't say any harsh words to your parents. But these are the parents who are always telling us. And we forget that there are rights for children as well. And those rights is not just when they are born or when they are created. It starts way before that. When their grandparents are choosing a mate for their father or mother, that's when this concept comes in mind. That you have to choose a person who will raise their children right, who will teach them about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we just think, okay, when we have children, we will look after that. But we forget that the rights of children is not when they are born, it's way behind them. We have to create a world for them that is safe for them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Tahrim, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu qu anfusakum wa ahlikum nara waquduha an-nas wal hijara. O you who believe, protect yourself and your families from a fire whose fuel is people and stones. See, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, protect yourself and your families, not just yourself. I'm going to go pray and fast during the month of Ramadan, and I will give charity and I will give zakah, but we forget to teach our wives and kids at home. It's our duty. As Prophet ﷺ says in the last sermon he gave in Khutbah Hajjatul Wada, that you are here, take my word and spread it around. So it's our duty when we learn something new, we have to teach our kids and the people who are not here. Wherever we learn something, that's when we spread the knowledge of Islam. Most of the time when we look at the ahadith of Prophet ﷺ, we see the men are gathering over there. How does the Islam spread to whom? See, those people who were there, they went home and they teach their wives and kids. So this is how we should operate as well. Even when Muslims migrated to Madinatul Munawwara, as Umar radiallahu ta'ala, he lived very far from Medina. So he made a pact with his companion, his brother, who Prophet ﷺ made his brother, one of the Ansar. He said, one day you go to the Madinatul Munawwara and sit with Prophet ﷺ, and the next day I will go. And we will teach each other what we learn over there. We have to understand that whenever we know something, we have to tell everybody. It's a good thing. Even if we know something is bad, we try to educate other people. Don't go near that. This is wrong. But we keep waiting until they make mistakes for themselves, then they will learn. In Surah Luqman, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, when Luqman is talking to his son, and last year, I believe, we talked in great details about that, the whole surah. It says, but if they endeavor to make you worship other than me, that of which you have no knowledge, then do not obey. وَإِن جَهَدَكَ عَلَىٰ أَن تُشْرِكَ بِي مَا لَيْسَ لَكَ بِهِ. If you don't understand something, don't obey them. Don't get into pressure and start doing something wrong. The children in the first 5 years of their life, they learn about 90% of the time what they will use in life. And it's the duty of their parents and the people around them to teach them what is right and wrong. That's why we don't even send our kids to the college or schools or whatever you want to send daycare. Keep them home and teach them what is right. Because the tendency of somebody is to look upon their teacher and try to please that person. Remember when we were in schools, maybe a long time ago, 50 years ago probably, just how you wanted to please your teacher. If the teacher said something, you will always try to do it better than everybody else, so he will be happy with you. So we look up the person who is ahead of us, who is our teacher, is a role model. So we try to please what they do. We try to please what they tell us to do. Same thing at home. We try to please our parents. So it's important that we teach our children in the first years of their life what is going on in this world, to make their base very strong. We also talked about Prophet Nuh in Surah Hud when he's talking to his son, that come to the boat, and he's talking to him that, no, I will just go up to the mountain. And Prophet Nuh said, nobody will save you from this day. Same thing. If we look up this example to the hereafter, nobody will save us that day, except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's a story about a little girl. She is in a school in a Muslim country, and her teacher is not a practicing Muslim. So she goes to school with her hijab on, and the teacher is always trying to tell her, don't wear hijab. Until one day, she's angry with him. If you come tomorrow with hijab, I will punish you. She goes home to her mother and talks to her. And the mom explains to the little girl, who you want to please more, the teacher or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? See, our goal in everyday life would be pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they're talking, and the next day she went back to the school with the hijab on. And the teacher said, didn't I tell you not to wear this thing on your head? And she started crying. She goes, who you want me to please, you or him? And the teacher asked, who's him? And she said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Those words were so powerful that the teacher started crying. And she sent a letter to the parents that this little girl reminded me of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's what I'm saying. Wisdom can come from anywhere. We just have to accept it and understand it. Imam Hassan radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he used to say, educate yourself today. For today you are the youth of the community, but tomorrow you will be seniors. And then you can spread down what you learned today. Because the companions of Prophet mostly were old people. Some of them passed away during the life of Prophet. Most of them passed away right after. But the Islam that came and spread was through young people, young generation, the youth who learned it from Prophet ﷺ. As we talked about last week, the week before that all these little subtle things that change our minds, our kids' minds. They see people celebrating Halloween, dressing up, coloring their face. Sometimes I go to a big store and see people buying Christmas clothes for their children. See, these are the things that we have started teaching our children. This is wrong. As I read the verse in the beginning, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu udkhulu fis silmi kafa wa la tattabi'u khutuwati shaytan. That don't follow this. Enter Islam completely. There is a hadith of Prophet sallallahu an Ibn Umar qala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam man tashabbahu biqawmin fahuwa minhum. If you act like a different qawm, you will be with them. And I mentioned this example before, that we see in this country Jewish people, even if we don't like them, we don't agree about how they do things, but you see how they are all dressed the same, how they try to follow their religion, whatever they believe in. But as Muslims, we try to, we will not dress up according to Islam. We can just, we are going to the party, we can dress up like that. We're going to a meeting, we dress up like that. They never gave up their dress code. They are strong in their beliefs. That's what I'm saying. We have to look at positive things. If we learn something from somebody else, even if they are non-Muslim, try to follow that. Be strong in your faith. Yahya ibn Humayd said that we went to see Imam Hamad ibn Salama, rahimahullah, and we found him sitting with children, narrating hadith to them. When he completed and the children left, we approached him and said, "O Abu Salama, we are the seniors of your tribe. We have come to you to learn Islam, but we find you teaching to the children." So Abu Salama gave an example. He said, I was sitting next to a river and I filled up the whole bucket. And then I passed that bucket on to the children so they can spread it after we leave. Similar incident happened when Syed ibn Rahman al-Asbahi, he narrates himself. He goes, when I was a kid, I used to go to the mosque very early in the morning and I used to sit over there for the halqa of Abdullah ibn al-Mubarak. So I used to wait for him to start halqa. And the rest of the kids who were with me playing, they never came to mosque. So when Abdullah ibn Mubarak used to come to the mosque and he sees me sitting there, he used to make halqa there. And the seniors, people who used to walk in, they used to complain that you are putting more focus on this child. And Abdullah ibn Mubarak rahimahullah used to say that how long will you guys live? 10 years, 15 years, 20 years? He is the one who will pass on this knowledge. And Sayyid ibn Rahman al-Asbahi, he used to say that today nobody is alive from that book except me. And I'm proud of it, that my teacher focused on me and I learned from him. And today I can pass on the knowledge I learned from him. This is our goal. This should be our goal. Even if we have children, if we don't have children, we should invest in the mosques, in the Islamic schools. This is a sadaqah jari. That even after we leave, these things will go on. I remember when we started the mosque, there were some of our friends who passed away today. We don't see them. But they helped us in the mosque, and this is sadaqah for them. They get rewards from it every day. At home, we use a thermometer to check how is the temperature. But there's another device at our homes that called thermostats that changes from hot to cold. Our ummah is just like thermometer. If something happens, then we start praying. That ignites a fire on us. When more than a couple of years ago, there was a problem in Chechnya, in Bosnia, and right now even in Palestine, there's a lot of problems going on. We just ignite the fire and then we start praying for them. We make dua for them. But we have to act like thermostat, that we can do something about it and change. We just sit home and make duas. If everything would have been changed by duas, Prophet ﷺ would not have to go act upon it and do ghazwas and fight with kuffar in Makkah and other people. Islam would have just spread like that. We have to focus on our children, as I keep mentioning it. They are the one, when we will be gone, they will stay here. We have to pass on the good qualities. We have to make them understand Islam. Whenever we give a sadaqah, a charity, sometimes we mention we are sacrificing. It's not a sacrifice. We are depositing for hereafter in the accounts in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So on the day of judgment, He will repay us. As we talked about Surah Al-Kahf a couple of Jummahs ago, and we saw this example of Khizr alayhi salam and Musa alayhi salam, that they were traveling and he saw a wall being crumbling down. So he fixed the wall. When Prophet Musa asked him, why did he do that? Because their forefather was a good person. And he buried a treasure underneath it, his father and his grandfather. So I fixed it. So they got the benefits from their parents. So if we do something today, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give rewards to our children and protect them. We just look up after ourselves. We forget about everybody else. आज हम अपने बच्चों की एजुकेशन के बारे में बातें कर रहे थे कि हमें कैसे उनके लिए हम इस जो दुनिया है इससे बेहतर उनके लिए छोड़ के जाए। जो पहले 5 साल होते हैं ना बच्चे की उम्र में, वो सबसे ज्यादा सीखता है। 90% जो है उसको तालीम घर से मिलती है। अगर घर में देखें ना कि हमारे वालिदैन नमाज नहीं पढ़ रहे, रोजे नहीं रख रहे, बैक बाइटिंग करते हैं, फोन पे किसी को कुछ कह देते हैं, मुंह पे कुछ और होते हैं, तो वो भी यही कुछ सीखेगा। बच्चों के लिए सबसे पहली मिसाल जो होती है, एग्जाम्पल होती है, वो वालिदैन हो। अगर वालिदैन नेक हैं तो बच्चा नेक हो। जिस तरह हमने खिज़र अलैहिस्सलाम का वाकया देखा था, जब उन्होंने दीवार गिर रही थी तो उसको सीधा कर दिया था कि इनके जो वालिदैन थे वो नेक बंदे थे। और जिस तरह उन्होंने बच्चे को भी कत्ल कर दिया कि ये जो बच्चा है बाद में वालिदैन के लिए गलत काम करेगा, उनको गलत कराएगा। अगर हम नेक हैं तो अल्लाह हमें प्रोटेक्ट करेगा, हमारे बच्चों को भी सेफ रखेगा। हमें चाहिए कि हम जो मसाजिद हैं इनके अंदर इन्वेस्ट करें, इस्लामिक स्कूल में इन्वेस्ट करें। ये सदका जारिया हो जाता है, हमारे मरने के बाद भी हमें सवाब पहुंचता है। जिस तरह अल्लाह ने खिज़र को बताया कि ये दीवार सीधी कर दो, यतीम बच्चों का माल है, इसी तरह अल्लाह हमारी नस्लों को भी हिफाजत फरमाए। लेकिन हम भूल जाते हैं, हम सिर्फ अपने कल के लिए फिक्रमंद होते हैं, हमारे बच्चों का हम भूल जाते हैं। जैसे कि मैंने कहा कि जो इस्लाम है, प्रॉफेट सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने सहाबा को बताया और सहाबा ने घर जाके अपने बच्चों को और अपनी बीवियों को बताया। हमें भी अगर कोई अच्छी चीज सीखे तो हमें भी घर जाके बताना। हम सुन के चुप कर जाते हैं, ठीक है जी बात होगी, जुम्मा पढ़ लिया है, बस बात अगले जुम्मे को देखेंगे। अगर इल्म के हमारे बच्चे ना भी हों फिर भी हमें इन्वेस्ट करना, क्योंकि कोई भी बंदा सीखेगा इल्म तो वो हमें फायदा पहुंचेगा। कोई बंदा हमारे पास मस्जिद में आएगा, नमाज पढ़ेगा तो हमें उसका फायदा पहुंचेगा। ये सवाब खत्म नहीं हो जाएगा। ہمیں چاہیے کہ مساجد میں بڑھ چڑھ حصہ لیں. کوئی بھی طریقہ ہو سکتا. مسجد بن رہی ہے, اگر آپ کے پاس پیسے نہیں ہیں تو جا کے مزدوروں کے ساتھ شامل ہو, پانی بانٹ دیں. ہماری مسجد جو ہے الحمدللہ اس کے بھی اخراجات ہوتے ہیں, پیٹ صاف تو ہے, لیکن یہ جو باقی لائٹیں ہوتی ہیں, ہیٹ ہوتی ہے, اس کے لیے بھی خرچہ ہوتا ہے. بل بھی آتے ہیں, بجلی کا بل بھی آیا ہوا ہے, تیل کا بل بھی آیا ہوا ہے. تو پلیز بڑھ چڑھ کر حصہ لیا کریں, کیونکہ یہ آپ کے تعاون سے مسجد چلتی ہے. اگر آپ تعاون نہیں کریں گے تو اگر ایک بندہ بھی صبح فجر میں تو 3-4 بندے آتے, ہمیں تو پھر بھی ہیٹ چلانی ہوتی ہے. جی He is coming, please donate generously. Allah will reward you. If you are thinking that you are donating to the mosque, that we are looking, we have to donate because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will reward you. Inshallah, أقول قولي هذا واستغفر لكم ولسائر المسلمين والمسلمات واستغفر. ابھی دسمبر کا مہینہ شروع ہو چکا ہے. In this month, inshallah, we will talk about the miracles of Isa alayhi salam before he was born, and the things that the Christianity, we always talk about it, the difference, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teaches us in Quran and what they believe in, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us that these are people are wrong, they do the same thing that the Jewish people used to do about Uzair ibn Allah. Inshallah, we will look at the examples and we will discuss it. I would encourage you, when you have a time off, the children are at home, bring them to mosque so they can learn something. Again, if you have any questions, we are always here to ask. Sunte